Hi, this is Mark from onlinefrenchcourse.info, and today I want to look at 4 reasons why we fail at language learning. Why are we even talking about this subject? Well, most English-speaking foreign language learners, you have to agree, never really achieve more than a basic level of ability in the language they're learning, whether it's French or anything else, unless they've grown up speaking a foreign language because they're of mixed parentage or something like that. But your average native English speaker rarely achieves any great level of proficiency in a foreign language. It's sad but true. And as a result, most native English speakers have next to no ability in foreign languages. Have you ever seen a British person in France? I rest my case. And even when English speakers do want to learn, they rarely succeed for some reason. I mean, think of all the courses you may have done, all those hours spent in school. I personally did something like 7 years of French, and when I look back today how much I learned through that, I've got to say the results were pretty depressing. Why is that? Well, here are some reasons. The first one, and these aren't all the reasons, obviously there are lots and lots of cultural and social and all sorts of other reasons, but here are some kind of personal reasons I think we can point to. The first one, no real motivation to learn the language. To learn a language or achieve anything, you do need a deep down commitment that you're going to do it. If you haven't got that, when it comes to the crunch, you're just going to give up. And if we haven't felt a true need to learn a language, let's face it, it's just not going to happen. It'll fall by the wayside like so many New Year's resolutions and other promises we've made ourselves or other people. And when the going gets tough, we start making excuses and we let it lapse, we let it slide, and there's always something else more important to be done, and the whole thing falls by the wayside, sadly. The second problem often is we don't know where to start learning a language. We have good intentions, we may even have the commitment, but we have a lack of information. We don't really know where to start, which language learning approach to take. There are books out there, CD-ROMs, there are regular classes, evening classes you can go to, there are online courses you can do, and you can go to our site onlinefrenchcourse.info to read about online options for learning a language. But there's so much choice and it causes confusion. I mean, what approach is actually effective? What's going to be the best way to learn a language? And we often dabble and try different things, and in the end we end up doing nothing. This third one, this is a biggie as well, a lack of continuity and or practice. Language learning has to be ongoing. You can't pick it up once a month, not even if you sit there for 6 hours solid doing it. It's much better to do half an hour a day, but every day. It's got to be ongoing. You'll forget it. It's a skill. It's something your brain has to acquire. It's not something you can just top up every now and then. And it should be active as well. You can't just just sit and watch French TV or something. You might pick something up, but you won't learn to speak French actively. It needs to be active. You need to be practicing the language and using it. And because often neither of these things are present, then we lose motivation because the results don't happen and we lose heart and give up. Okay, the fourth and last point, and certainly not the last reason why we give up learning a language, why we fail to learn a language, but it's the fourth one I'm going to mention, the last one I'm going to mention today, the lack of progress, or the seeming lack of progress. Now, there's a lot of hype out there that you can learn a language in 10 days flat, in 3 days flat. And it's just not true. Don't believe the hype. Learning a language is not quick and easy. I mean, even for a native speaker, it takes them up to the age of 18, 20, 25 to get really proficient and able to express themselves in their language. Actually, it takes a whole lifetime. We're still learning new words in our own language even today. So it's not quick and easy. And there's a steep learning curve. At the beginning, it can seem very difficult. There is so much to learn, so much grammar, so many new words. It's all new, and it can seem like an impossible uphill struggle. And we really need to be able to look back when we're learning and appreciate that we have made progress. We haven't been static. We haven't just been sitting there. When we look back, we have learned to say something. We've learned to communicate. We can say things we couldn't say before in the foreign language, and that's easy to lose from sight when every single new lesson we're confronted with a new language learning unit, new grammar unit to learn, and we look at that and we think, I can't believe it. I don't know this language. I don't know French. I'm never going to learn this. We need to look back and say, hey, wait, I have learned something. And it can take a long while. As I say, it takes months and years to learn a language, but the curve does start to level out. I mean, with our own language, we don't learn new words every day, do we? We learn a new word, well, quite rarely, really, that we learn a new word, unless it's one that's just been invented. So it does gradually level out, and it will take time, but you will make progress in learning a language. So there are a few reasons why language learners, especially English-speaking language learners, seem to fail so often in learning foreign languages. I think the problem is they're often just not presented with the right information before they start. They don't know where to start or how to start, and they have unrealistic expectations of just how difficult it can be learning a foreign language. I think with these expectations set to a reasonable level, a realistic level, and with the right information and the right choice made right from the beginning, I think we can make a success of language learning. I've learned foreign languages, you can too. So go and check out our site onlinefrenchcourse.info for more information about learning languages and reviews of online French courses that you can take online right in front of your computer. Thanks, and talk to you soon.